Okay, I'm completely off the grid right now. I'm running multiple lights in my house, and I'm also running the water in the kitchen, and it's still not cutting off, so I'm surprised. The only problem is when I switched over to solar power, it did something with these GFCI outlets. I can't even reset them. I tried to hit reset, I tried to hit test, and so all these GFCI outlets are like tripped and they won't reset. And so I don't know. They've done that before when I switched over to solar power, but I just reset them. And so now it's completely dark in this room of the house. It's completely dark in this other bedroom. The lights won't even turn on in here, which is a normal issue with the GFCI. It's something about the way this house was wired. It usually cuts off this bedroom and it cuts off the living room area for some reason. And then I'll just reset one of these GFCI receptacles and it'll turn these two rooms on. So I don't know why it's not resetting, as well as I can't get this convection oven to work. So that tells me this outlet must not be working, but I'm gonna go get my receptacle tester and see if I have power in some of these receptacles, because the freezer out here is not working as well. So I don't know what the issue is. There's a green light down there and it's not on. So I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna probably check this receptacle as well. All right, so the water's just dripping now, and this one does not have any power. So that's telling me it must have never kicked on when I switched over to solar power. I guess it just drained the water tank and then it's just dripping now. And so this freezer is not turned on. Let's see what this has. Yeah, no lights. Okay, so I don't know why. I wonder if it was just so much power, it just... I just don't understand, because it didn't trip the breaker. I don't understand. I'm not an electrician, but it seems like the breaker should have tripped. And I obviously don't have any power in here because the lights aren't turning on. So I don't know what the issue is. No lights. And it won't reset. I don't know if it's trying to draw too much power. But even then, it still seems like the breaker on my house panel should have tripped. So let me check this. So there's no lights. Let me make sure that it does work in a receptacle that has power. So we've got a correct wiring here with those two lights. So I don't know. I checked over here again, and this overhead sink light won't even turn on. So there's something going on. I don't know. I'm gonna go double check to make sure it didn't trip the breaker. All right, this is really weird. I don't know why it's not turning on, because the breakers are all turned on. I'm gonna go double check some things, and then I'm gonna have to get back to digging this conduit hole.